Hello and welcome along to another episode of this Dorking Wanderers story from FM20 with me, Daniel. It's season 13, episode 3. And my word, this save's getting tricky. It's a big moment today though, so we can step aside from all of our worries, all of our concerns, as we play our first game in the Mark White Arena. The new stadium opened just 3 days ago officially, and today is its first competitive match against one of the big six in Arsenal as well. What an occasion it's going to be. It might not be the best for Dorking Wanderers on the pitch, as things have been a bit of a struggle this year, perhaps not going quite as badly as you would have imagined given the events of the last episode. If you haven't seen that yet, you can catch up with the season so far in the eye above to find out just how badly it went on Wednesday. And the transfer special prior to that was a bit frustrating too, so it's not been the best second season in the Premier League. I can see why so many struggle, but we've just got to try and claw our way through this year, and after it there's light at the end of the tunnel. There's wonder kids coming in, we met one in the last episode, and hopefully a couple more that our scouts have found we'll be able to get over the line, and we'll be able to build a side that can compete at the top end of this league. But there are some remarkable sides there at the moment, United and Liverpool among them, and a few others not far behind either. So it's going to be a difficult test, but if you are looking forward to it and the opening of our new stadium, seeing it in the flesh for the first time, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily content from FM20. We had a big job change in the head coach yesterday, so make sure you haven't missed that one. There's a link to that episode in the eye above too. This Sunday in the Stadium Review series, we'll be talking about another ground that we know very well from this series as well. That one is the People's Pension Stadium of Crawley, which we visited back in 2010. So that one's going to be interesting, particularly as we've spent so long there with Dorking. And then next Tuesday, our live stream weekly series starts. I'm really looking forward to it. I've loved hanging out the last few, and we'll be doing it every week on Tuesday morning at 10 o'clock, and we'll spend a couple of hours live. So please do pop along. Let's just go and have a bit of fun hanging out. Finally, Cricket 19 returned to the channel on Wednesday, and it will continue tomorrow at 1 o'clock, 2 episodes a week, every week. So if you're a cricket fan, make sure you check it out, and thank you so much for all your incredible support on the channel. If you don't want to miss anything, you can subscribe down below and turn the notifications on for alerts. But let's go and meet this Dorking Wanderers stadium via looking at what's gone wrong since the last episode. So let's firstly go to the news item from 3 days ago, which announced the opening of the stadium. So Dorking Board have proudly announced the completion of the move to the Mark White Arena. During a brief ceremony opening a new ground, the board declared that the club thought this would bring a surge in support and interest from the community. They've taken out a loan. I'm guessing that's because it was before we'd reached the Premier League they started building, and at that stage we didn't have 100 million in the bank, so hopefully that will be resolved quickly. And the club had set an objective of building a new stadium, and with that in progress, the long-term vision looks more intriguing by the day. But there's only one thing that matters to me about this. One, what its initial capacity is, and two, can we now finally improve the training facilities again? So let's go and make a board request. We still can't do it. We've got all of these brilliant facilities, everything's improving, and then we can't improve the training facilities. So if we go and have a look at the club info, we've got below average training facilities. We've now got a 14,287 all-seater stadium that I'm sure can be expanded later on. Excellent youth academy, good youth recruitment and adequate youth facilities that are again being improved as we speak and will be completed in 2 months. But why can we not improve the training facilities? I just don't understand. Please, if you have any idea, let me know in the comments, because it is really starting to hack me off now, I can't lie. But let's go and have a look at the schedule. Let's see what's been happening. You were last with me, of course, for the first 2 league games of the season. A 0-0 draw against Watford and an absolute humiliation at Manchester United. 9-0, my first meltdown of the series, I think. Probably my first ever meltdown on the channel. So that was certainly a fun day at the office. But thankfully, after that, we had a big meeting. A couple of players were unhappy about the atmosphere. We basically told them to sort themselves out and get a result. And they did just that against Reading. A 3-2 victory. We had to hang on in the end. Lima got a penalty in the 81st minute. Thought he'd wrapped it up when he went 3-1 ahead. Nunes and Lima again had scored prior to that. But Kieran McGowan made it a tense grandstand finish, though thankfully we managed to hold on. Then at home to Crystal Palace in the Carabao Cup, it looked for all love and money that we were going out. In the first half, Liam Purple scored. He has had a brilliant season for Palace. But late on in the last 10, Jamie O'Neill as we went attacking with a brace up front, and that got us through to the third round. The crucial bit of that is that we met the board expectation then, and after the 9-0 defeat we certainly had to meet a few of them. We did lose 2-1 away at Newcastle, though Martin Prescott ended his goal drought, and he followed that up with a brace against Derby as we got a comfortable 3-1 win after the internationals. Rhian Brewster, a player you know well in real life, scored the goal early on for Derby after Prescott had opened the scoring, but then Peter McLaughlin and Prescott's second wrapped up a very comfortable victory. We then got a solid 1-1 draw away from Middlesbrough. In the first half we were woeful, but Aaron White nicked us a point late on, and that's what we wanted to see. Getting that plucky away performance in and starting to pick up a point. It's still the only one we've got on the road this year, and that is a cause for concern, but I'm sure we'll adapt as the year goes on. We did, however, beat League One Bristol Rovers in the Carabao Cup, a 2-0 victory with Davilar getting his first after Jamie O'Neill opened the scoring, the young side doing really well there. But unfortunately, we've got Liverpool away in the fourth round, so I'd imagine that'll be the end of our run. We then lost 4-0 away at Manchester City last time out. We struggled so much against a very good side. Don't forget last year we won 3-1 on the road there and got a point at home, and that shows you how much harder this season's going to be. So we face Arsenal at home today. They've not had the best start themselves, but we've got Ruben Santos out and they're just missing the one themselves. I'm sure they've got a better squad to cope with it, and they're heavy favourites as we head into today's game. It's the first one at the Mark White Arena, and that has to be the main focus here. An objective achieved, a dream realised. Dorking have their own stadium, back in Dorking. We're no longer sharing with various London-based clubs. So here we go. Into the game. Arsenal have won every single match between the two sides in the past, and this is the 11 and 18 we've gone for. It's Stropper in goal, James and Krizek the fullbacks with Baker and Walker at centre-half, Boyce and Nunes in central midfield, Lima, White and McLaughlin the attacking midfield three, and Martin Prescott on his own up front. 3 goals in the Premier League this year, a much better start than last season, but he still had a few poor games, and that's what we've got to be worried about. Thankfully, Jamie O'Neill, waiting in the wings, has scored goals in the Cup, have we seen. So if we do need to call upon him, I'm sure he'll do a job for us. Porteous is on the bench in place of Santos, who is injured. And we've just dropped Gleedel out for now. We're struggling a bit, and I don't want him to have to keep coming on when we're 3 or 4 behind. He's improving really quickly off the bench. Under 23 football's benefiting him, so we're not too concerned about his development at the moment. The 2 young centre-halves, Thomas Betts and of course Paul Finley as well, both improving in personality and attributes, and training's going really well for them, so we'll keep an eye on them as the season goes on too. But let's go and get into it. It's Dorking Wanderers v Arsenal, and it's our first ever game at our brand new stadium. Here we go then. Doesn't it look beautiful? 4 classic old school stands, and to be honest, it looks like a 20-year-old ground if we're being brutally honest. What is good to see though is that the corners aren't filled in, and it looks like there's space behind it, so if we do need to expand, I'm sure they could fill in a couple of those corners for us. But looking there, it seems to be a sellout. I can't find an empty seat in the background there, and it's a 4-2-3-1 for both sides. And to be fair, it's a grand opening for the fans, isn't it? To come out against Arsenal in our first game at the new stadium. It's not what we want as the manager. We'd have liked a home banker. But as it is, it's going to be a wonderful occasion. Some good players in that Arsenal side. Saliba's still there at centre-half. They've got Martinez up front and Justin Kluivert among the substitutes. And there is plenty of talent aplenty on and off the pitch for them as they come forward early on with a free kick. Into Saliba. Good save, Stropper. Straight at him, and he did very well to hold it. 10 minutes gone. It has been all Arsenal so far, and the first chance was theirs. But here we are on a counter. Prescott to White. He's in. 1-on-1. Has to score and does. Aaron White is the history maker. First goal at the new stadium. It is Aaron White, the left winger, set up by Martin Prescott. Came completely from a Route 1 goal kick. It was a crap goal. It really wasn't high quality at all. But a composed finish from Aaron White, and he will forever be a Dorking history maker. Here come Arsenal though. We're back into the normal pattern. Sigurdsson with a ball on the left wing. Chance to cross. Good block. Back to Ben Lulu, the left back. Here's Sigurdsson. Back to Gomez. There's the goal. It's 1-1 already. And with 20 on the clock, we've got some worrying signs at the back again. Arsenal are level. Gomez has scored. And it looks like it could be a long day at the office still. I didn't notice Mason Mount, another familiar name in the number 10 role, as a poor goal kick from Arsenal finds its way to Lewis James, our right back. Into Baker. Goes long down the field. Prescott picks it up to Lima. And he's got a chance to take on the fullback. Beats him. There's 4 going into the box. One of them's White. Oh, he scored again. What a goal from Aaron White. Lima put it into the back post. White on his weak foot just judged his movement back and put a beautiful weak foot volley into the top corner. Aaron White with a brace and we lead 2-1. But Arsenal on the front foot straight away again. Headed to the edge of the box. Oof. What a strike from Sigurdsson, just over the bar. And if that was hitting the target, there was no keeper in the world stopping that. Half an hour gone, we somehow lead 2-1. And let's see if we can make this new ground a fortress and get rid of all the pain at the start of this season. As it stands, we move on to 11 points. We go comfortably into mid-table, but Arsenal are just too threatening at the minute. Baker heads away the corner, only finds Sigurdsson and now Gomez. The goal scorer for Arsenal delivers again. Zaniolo's there. Back to the edge to Saliba. In towards Baker, who heads away. McLaughlin down for Lima. Now can we counter? Finds White with a switch of play. Beats the fullback. This man is on fire. He's into the box and he's forced a brilliant save from the keeper. Aaron White has taken something prior to this match, because I have not seen him play like this for some time. Even last year he struggled a bit. Lima delivers the corner. Headed away as far as Baker. And we are a one-man team at the moment. Into McLaughlin, down to Boyce. Back to Baker again. It looked like he had a bit of a nosebleed up there. Didn't know what to do with it. But as we reach half-time, we somehow lead 2-1 despite being outplayed by Arsenal. And the only man to thank is Aaron White. On loan at the club, probably his last year here. And he has made a big difference with his performance so far. Certainly a big game player. And in our brand new stadium, the Mark White Arena, it's Dorking Wanderers 2, Arsenal 1. Into the second half, Mason Mount finds Allsop the centre half, and Arsenal immediately on the front foot again. Martinez out to the left to Sigurdsson. He's looked very good, but his cross there finds Krzyzek, and it's a very composed header back to the keeper, Stropper. Now don't forget, from this position, we scored a Route 1 goal at the start. Can Stropper find the right kick again? Out to the left to White, he's found him perfectly, and White goes back to Krzyzek. Inside to Walker, we don't want to lose it there, and eventually goes all the way back to Stropper again. Stropper's got pressure on him, but he goes long. Prescott goes up in the air and it falls for Lima. Back to Boyce. He's got a chance to take a man on. Into the box unopposed. Oh, he's thundered it wide. I thought he was going to go and score a cracker there. But we seem in our new ground to have been inspired. We're picking up confidence. We're taking people on. The lads are taking chances and we've got another corner. Lima delivers. It's into the keeper. It's a poor ball. Ryan Lima had to do better than that against his former club. And now it's Arsenal with the Route 1 attempt. Mason Mount up. Oh, he's beaten him. He's into the box. Oh, he's hit the bar. What an effort that was. Stropper was beaten all ends up. And it falls for Sigurdsson on the left wing. Delivers in. It's not cleared yet. Krzyzek heads. It's further by McLaughlin. And now Prescott in the centre circle can take his man on. He's got 3 up in support. But he goes, oh, he's giving it away. He's giving it to Mason Mount, and he's 2-on-2. Lautaro Martinez, good block by Baker. It's straight back to Zaniolo, into Mount. Walker's there and just hacks behind for a corner. This is a wonderful game of football to grace a new stadium. I can barely catch my breath as Arsenal have got the corner. It's Gomez to take. Saliba heads over, completely unmarked, but doesn't find the target. And it's still 2-1, but Arsenal coming forward again. Gomez with the long ball, headed down, only as far as Sigurdsson. On the left wing, takes on the fullback and beats him. Oh, that's an awful tackle. Sigurdsson puts it over. And I tell you what, because he's causing so much trouble, we're going to drop James to a defensive duty because he's just not been able to cope with Sigurdsson so far. 55 minutes on the clock and Arsenal have got another free kick on that side. Gomez delivers. Headed in by Saliba. It's just over the bar. How many free headers is that man going to have? And how many free kicks are Arsenal going to have? We've got to stay on our feet and all we're doing is giving away fouls. This one's headed over as well. Arsenal not got their shooting boots on. And with an hour gone, despite being outclassed, we're still leading 2-1 here. Just 15 left on the clock. It's been a bit of a bizarre game. Nunes having a really poor spell of form actually for us. Walker goes all the way back to Stropper. Can we build another attack from the back? Stropper goes long. There's 2 men up there. Lima's one of them. Beats the fullback to it. Chest down. And against his former club, nearly got his name in lights. But it's a great save to tip behind for a corner. Ryan Lima again. Can he be creative for the second time? I beats everyone. Oh, Baker's committed a foul. That's what's happened there. No wonder it all stopped. I wondered what was going on. Aaron White with a free kick on the right. We found a new lease of life here. Falls for Lima on the edge. Back to Nunes. There's 2 out on the left. One of them's Krzyzek, the overlapping fullback. 3 in the box if he can find them. Goes back to Nunes. 2 on the edge. One of them's Boyce. Have a go. He doesn't. He plays short to McLaughlin. Gets it second time. Into Lima. Oh, he had to score. We can't miss chances like this. Lima's got a corner again. And he's missed 2 gilt-edged chances. Into the back post is a poor corner. And the keeper claims again for Arsenal. What a wonderful game of football. This is enough to grace any new stadium. Sigurdsson down the left though, can we hold on? Sigurdsson beaten by Baker, brilliant tackle. White back, Lima finds McLaughlin. Baker clears and Nunes can bring it away. Gives the ball away to Sobonski though. On halfway out to Zaniolo. Didn't get that pronunciation right. Zaniolo goes alone, puts it wide at the post, and it's time for changes. At central midfield, Nunes has had an average game. Porteous will come on for him. No Santos on the bench, of course. And he'll be a central midfielder on attack, as we've dropped the fullback duties. What else can we do in there? I don't know who else to take off. They've all had decent games. Let's just get back into it. 12 left on the clock. And we'll see if we can create one more chance to score. 5 minutes remaining. Lewis James looks knackered and Petrucci's on the bench. So we've got to do it. Defensive fullback. And we've just got to try and hold on. We've got one more change up our lock-up, but it's an Arsenal free kick. Otero, the sub, delivers. In towards Sigurdsson. Petrucci does well. Lima flicks on, but it only finds Mason Mount. Ben Lulu switches it. Krizek heads away. This is the sort of performance we've been waiting for. Even if we don't hang on here, this is what we were looking at. This graft, this fight, this feeling that we can compete with the top sides. As Ben Lulu comes down the left, Lima blocks the cross. Sigurdsson with a chance, delivers in. Krizek heads away. White there, they're battling so hard. It's fantastic to watch as Prescott holds it up. Finds Lima. Can he wrap the game up? He's in on the box. He shoots it straight at the keeper. And it's 2-1 still as we move into 3 minutes of stoppage time. Let's get the time wasting on. This has been a proper Dorking Wanderers performance. Exactly what we've waited for all season as we get all the slowing the pace down, the time wasting on. Those changes are made. Let's make one time wasting substitution. Who is it going to be? I think Ryan Lima knackered. Do we take him off? But he has been the main threat on the break. Do we then bring Allen on at left back for Krizek? No, he's had a good game. McLaughlin off. We've decided. Gilroy on. Attacking midfielder on support. Drop the duty. Aaron White winger on attack. Lima will drop to support. Let's get back into it with 1 minute of stoppage time to go. Can we hold on for a famous result in our new ground? We've done it! Dorking Wanderers win 2-1. The Mark White Arena's opening is graced with quite possibly one of the best games with football we've ever seen. An unbelievable end-to-end match. Arsenal gave as good as they got. The stadium inspired us. We defended resolutely. It was a plucky performance. It was everything we've loved about Dorking in this save. And Aaron White was a man on something special. 2 goals set up by Prescott and Lima. And Aaron White was the star of the show. The history makers, we win our first game with Dorking Wanderers at the new ground. And we move up to 12th place and comfortably into mid-table. If we play like that every game in our new stadium, relegation is not going to be a worry this year. And I feel like these lads are going to get better now. No more ground sharing with QPR. No more big travels to home games. Young Dorking Wanderers beat Arsenal 2-1. And that was quite mesmerising in its performance. Brilliant from Aaron White. Of course we go and praise him. A few people spotted there watching people. I tell you what, you should have been giving the seats up to the fans there. Sheffield United signing Stropper. Absolutely no chance. We'll deal with a press conference off camera, but suddenly all my fears have gone away. That abject 9-0 defeat last time out, and look at the difference today. Fighting, scrapping, winning every header in the air, competing for every long ball forward. And to be honest, Ryan Lima could have had 1 or 2 to add to the scoreline. But as it is, we beat Arsenal, a wonderful result and a brilliant performance. And we've now got to focus on securing our mid-table position and winning a few of these home games at the new stadium. So I think now, looking at the schedule, having seen the first home game at the new stadium, should we come back around the end of the year? We've got Tottenham, Everton and Liverpool. 2 of those 3 we'll show on camera. We'll give that one a focus on the pitch. We'll talk about the youth intake preview and then we'll do the transfer special at the end of January. So I think what we'll do is Tottenham and Everton, the 2 away games. That will be the next episode. Then the following one will be Liverpool on transfer deadline day at the end of January. And there we'll also have our youth intake preview and transfer deadline day itself. So that's going to be the next 2 episodes. I hope you're looking forward to it as much as me. I'm certainly more excited after today's performance. A new stadium, a first victory in our first game there, and a wonderful performance to go with it. What more could we ask for? If you did enjoy that, please put a thumbs up on the video. Let me know down in the comments what you think of the new stadium and what you thought of that mesmerising performance. Back to their best for this Dorking Wanderers side, and we've got a lot to look forward to now. If you don't want to miss any of the action on the channel, subscribe down below for daily FM20 content. The head coach, we had a big job change yesterday, and our first game with our new club will be tomorrow, so make sure you're up to date with that one. This will be back on Monday with the 2 big games at the end of the calendar year, and on Sunday our stadium review series continues, and we'll be talking about Crawley Town, a stadium that we shared with Dorking quite a bit in this save. Finally, Cricket 19 returns to the channel on Wednesday, and it's back tomorrow at 1 o'clock with the second episode in that one, the England years as we've made it as an international star, and we see if we can make an impact on our test debut with England. Then on Tuesday morning at 10 AM, the live stream weekly series will start. It's the Youth Academy Wonder Kid Challenge with Burnley, so please do come and join me, hang out, let's have a chat. I've really enjoyed my first few live streams on the channel, and I'm looking forward to making it a regular series. So if you can pop along, that would be great. But thank you again for your continued support. I really do appreciate it so much. And I hope to see you next time for an almighty challenge, as we'll be celebrating Christmas in game and trying to secure our place in mid-table in the Premier League.